Oh, okay, alright, boys and girls. It is your boy, Asian Momoa. No, just kidding. It is currently 4:33 in the AM. It's getting to that really late point where it's like my mind's just being really creative. But because I just washed my hair, we can't go to sleep right away. Anyways, so I thought I'd take this time to answer Dash's question, and someone else before had commented as well, asking about what my current workout training splits, like how I'm doing things at the gym, because I have mentioned, kind of teased at the fact that I've kind of changed my training method and just how I'm approaching it, and it's made it a lot more fun. And I'm finally making freaking gains again. So, what am I doing now? Okay, so before I used to try to go 6 times a week, right? But once I started this new job, then I really got effed, and I would go like four. I'd try to make 4 times a week, but sometimes it'd be like three. You know what I mean? Which is really not good. Anyways, finally starting to get back into the pace of things, and also just working on managing my fatigue. So this new training style that I'm doing, or new training approach or whatever, I used to go like really high volume. If you watch me from way back in the day when I started posting stuff like all the time in Japan, when I started my whole like fitness journey, which it's been like freaking 10 years since then, I can't believe it. Like it was all about high volume. I do 4 sets of like every exercise, 8 to 12 reps. Basically, that's what it was. 8 to 12 reps, 4 sets every exercise, and I'd stack on the freaking exercises. Well, guess what, guys? Maybe when you're young, like I was young at that time, right? Right out of college, I can get away with that, you know what I mean? And I still got injuries, and I'd still get aches and pains. But nowadays, me being freaking 30 years old, the big 3-0, like that doesn't really work anymore. One, I don't really make gains. And two, I just get freaking exhausted, which is just that's not conducive to making gains, obviously. Anybody knows out there, I'm not the best sleeper. As you can tell, right at 4:35 a.m. Me fatiguing myself like that by doing so much freaking volume, it's just counterproductive. And it's crazy because it's so counterintuitive. Like what I'm doing now, it's literally doing less volume. Like I used to do 4 sets per exercise. Now I do 2 sets per exercise. Maybe three if it's like an accessory. Like if I'm doing like flies, I might do 3 sets, but still I might just do 2 sets. Like no, I think at the beginning, like when I started, probably it is good to do the high volume because you don't even know when you've stimulated your muscle enough. So you're just kind of brainlessly doing it just to make sure that you did get it in. Whereas nowadays, like I can kind of feel, if I've stimulated my muscle. I'm not trying to freaking obliterate. Yeah, everyone's heard that, right? Stimulate, do not annihilate. And at the beginning, you just don't even know what you're doing. And for me, I kind of felt like I kind of knew it, but I also felt a little guilty because I'm like, oh, I've been doing all this high volume all my life. Like, am I just being a pansy, like trying to do less? But it's like, no, I'm actually like, I do 2 sets and I'm freaking gassed. And in my third and fourth set actually kind of suck, and I'm just getting the reps in, but the form might not be the best. Or it's just like I don't even feel I'm doing it with good form, but I don't really feel it anymore because my muscles are gone at that point. And so I was like, let me give this a try, right? Let me do this whole thing where it's like on the big compound movements, I'll work up to like one heavy set of as many reps. And my as many reps, it's supposed to be like 8 to 10. I'm freaking like I can't do it anymore. I'm actually like, I'm going to either do the next rep absolute shiz and like maybe hurt myself, or I just like completely straight up fail. So I'll do 1 set of that, and then I drop the weight a little bit, and then do one more set with like very strict form and more reps. And that's basically it for the compound movements. Let me just give you my split actually, because so basically right now my split is Monday or whatever the first day of the week is. Monday is legs, and it's like all legs, like quads and hamstrings, because legs for me is a strong point. Like I don't need to be doing legs 2 days a week really. Like that's already a good point. I need to bring my other things up. Then on the following day, it's chest and biceps. Why am I throwing the biceps in? Because I feel like my arms have always been a lagging part compared to my other body parts, so I'm trying to bring it up. So I'm trying to throw them in twice in a week. So chest and biceps the following day. Then the next day I'm doing back And a big thing, my main movement on back right now, like the rack pulls, are back in. And you guys have seen, if you've been paying attention at all, that my back has been growing, and I definitely attribute it to doing less volume, because before I had freaking beat a dead horse and it just wasn't that great. Now I kind of started over. I like lowered the weight again, made sure my form was freaking good and that I could feel it, and yeah, lowered my sets basically, and I've definitely been seeing improvement in the back and the rack pulls for sure. So that is the following day. Then I go into shoulders. Yeah, shoulders is the next day. And if I have enough, I kind of like I was doing shoulders and triceps for a bit, but triceps is like honestly doing chest and biceps, and then only 2 days later doing shoulders, my triceps were still gassed. And my triceps are not as bad as my biceps, so I sometimes will do shoulders, triceps, but it's shoulders, okay? And then the following day, or maybe there's a rest right after that. It depends on how the week's shaping up, you know? And then the final day of my training split, it's 5 days, is arms and abs. I've started doing abs again because I think it actually makes a difference. Like when you're not as lean, if you don't do abs, it just looks like a flat blob or nothing. But doing abs when you're not so lean, it's like they actually start showing again, which is nice. I like that. And just strengthening the core makes everything a little better for me. I do tennis as well, and that is actually the core is super important. So throwing that in. So I'm trying to hit my arms twice a week just to grow them. But yeah, that's my split: legs, chest, biceps, back, shoulders, sometimes triceps, arms, and abs. And then, like I said, the training style is hit it hard and heavy for that one set, lower it, maybe do a burnout right there. Basically, like to 1 or 2 sets per exercise. That's it. And by the way, I used to warm up like here. Let me give you an example. Right now my incline dumbbell press, I'm doing 90s for sets of 8. I used to do this. I used to be like, grab the 30s, do 8 reps. Grab the 40s. No, I used to freaking go 7.5. I used to go 30 for 8 reps, 37 and a half, 8 reps, 45, 8 reps, 50, 8 reps, 55, 60, 65. I'd literally go up to my freaking working weight 8 reps every single time. Do you think that by the time that I got to my working set, I actually have all my energy to put towards that heavy set? Not really. That's probably why I couldn't go so heavy before. And then randomly, when I drop my volume on the, like, I'll do like 8, 12 on the very first set, because that's like the actual warm-up when I'm cold. Like the 30s, I'll grab the 30s and do like 12 whatever reps to like actually warm up. Then going up, just acclimating my muscles to like feeling the weight, so that way when I pick up the 90s, I'm like, ugh! Like then I only do 2 to 3 reps leading up on every weight, and I try to make the jumps a little higher. Before I go 7.5, now I just go by 10s. I just go 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. But on everything leading up to the 90, after that first warm-up set, I just 2 reps, 3 reps, just so I can feel it, you know what I mean? Just so I can feel the weight in my hands. And so then when I get to the 90s, I still have all my energy, and I'm actually able to press it, which is like, dude, it's crazy. Like, I sat at the same freaking weight, basically. My dumbbell press went up from 75 to 80, 85 to 90. And it's like today, 2 sets of 90 controlled. Like not like, ooh, it's like down, boom, down, boom. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's pretty crazy. So that's been the new training style. Like it's really hard to fathom that, like, doing less, like, it just feels wrong. Like, you're doing less, I feel less just completely obliterated at the gym, because of course, you know, when you get out of the gym, you feel obliterated. You're like, oh yeah, I did it, a good job me, I'm growing. But really, like, no, you might be just overdoing it and just like killing yourself, you know, like you're not gonna grow, like you're killing it so hard that it doesn't grow back more. And that's just my personal experience. Remember, this is all about personal experience. I'm just letting you guys know about my stuff. That's what the channel's always been about, like me showing you through my experiences what's been going on. Like my boy Eli, you guys used to see, if you watch, you know, we were training for a while. I got him in the gym, and now he's looking amazing. But he told me, he's like, man, I really feel like dude, he takes no rest days. He was like, oh man, I really feel like it's actually starting to catch up to me doing these no rest days. Maybe I need a rest day or like whatever, because I think he said he's not doing it at all. He's just literally going to the gym every single day, and he's young. He's like 20 or something like that, so he can do it. But he said he's starting to feel it. He's like, should I throw in a rest day? And I was like, you definitely should throw in a rest day. And him knowing it, I'm like, and me already been through this for years, right? And like, I'm learning it hella late, right? I'm 29, 30. I learned it finally. For him, I'm like, man, it is so fortunate for you that at the young age of 20, when you're like in your prime, you're getting this knowledge. Like, you know it, or you have somebody telling you like you actually need this rest day, somebody who's gone through it and had the experiences and can tell you from firsthand, like, yeah, that rest day is going to help you for sure. So like, I mean, I didn't have like especially back in the day, like 10 years ago, 12 years ago, dude, like, who could you even trust on YouTube, right? Because like so many fake natties back in the day. Now we got the opposite problem where everyone's just a blatant Reuter, but back in the day it was all fake natties. So it's like, who can you even trust? Because some of these people, it's like they're doing stuff that's not optimal necessarily, but it doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? Like, they got a little extra help. So this video is dragging on way longer than I expected, but wanted to get all this out there and talk about it in depth, my opinions about it. Well, that's enough of this one. I hope this answered your question, Dash, and the other person who had asked, and then whoever else this might help. Give it a shot, but it really does require that you can feel whether you've stimulated your muscle enough or not. Because if you're kind of BSing and like that one top set is really not a failure top set, then you're probably not doing enough. But yeah, that's what I've been doing. That's what my split is right now. Okay, we need to end this one. This is getting way too long. All right, guys. See you in the next one. Peace.